All right, lots to get to here. Not just rumors, we've got action. Let's start with the action of inaction. Florida State University announces that Mike Norvell will be back for 2026. They have pledged the more investment into the program, including investment in rosters and recruiting. This falls in line with what we saw from Wisconsin. We got this also recently for Dave Aranda at Baylor. Where are we at? I haven't gotten a chance to speak to y'all a lot since the news yesterday, except a few texts along the way. So, Danny, where do you see how about this? Danny, do you see the vision?
I see what they want to be the vision. Like,
right. You see what
they want this to work out. Yeah. I mean, this was surprising to me. There's a lot of things about this that I think are very understandable why Florida State fans are upset. There's a lot, and they're getting louder. And now you're seeing, a significant portion saying they're going to stop giving money. They're going to stop supporting the program, which I do think is the dumb thing to do. I don't think Florida State fans should do that, but I understand why they are. Like, if this was the decision, which I felt like was going to be made all along, just say it after the Stanford game. Like if this was what you were going to do, just say early, we're gonna stick with Mike Norvell, like the Wisconsin athletic director did.
Yeah.
Because then you wouldn't be in this position that you're in, where you said you were going to evaluate things after the season. Well, if you were doing that, it's gotten worse. Like, it hasn't gotten better. It's gotten worse. And now you don't even wait till after the season because I think you're worried you're going to lose to Florida. And so you got to get out in front of it, or you could have just got in front of all of this and said, you know what? We're going to stick behind the guy. We're going to put our money that we would have saved there into the resources necessary, more players. So I think some of it was mishandled from that aspect. I'm also curious to see these changes that they're talking about. Like, what does the new support look like? Because how many more things can you do? You already brought in a new offensive and defensive coordinator a year ago. So are we talking personnel department? Are we talking new GM? Are we talking new CEO of football? Like, I don't know. Like, what are they changes that are going to look like? I'm very curious to see.
Yeah, I think this is entirely fake and cosmetic. If we're being totally transparent. Like,
I hope so. This is a podcast of transparency.
Yeah, like, it is much cheaper to fire the GM or bring in a GM, all of which is like a long tail process, won't have quick results. I don't believe we're going to pump money in NIL at all, given Michael Alford, his public statements and his private actions in terms of not believing that you can play above the cap. He thinks the cap is real. Like, he's one of the, like, behind the scenes leading ADs out there trying to get other ADs to agree with him on that. Like, I don't think this whole the cap is real thing is an act from Mike Alford. So I'll believe they're pumping more money into players when I see it. But it's just so much cheaper to say, yeah, we're going to reorg the front office. We're going to bring in a GM, from the NFL, all that kind of stuff. Like, that cost you like maybe $1 million, maybe $1.5 million, like that. But it's easy to sell that narrative for one more year until it gets cheaper to fire. That if you have enough talent to actually rise up and beat Alabama, I don't think their primary problem is talent. The way they go about it, we've criticized them for their high school recruiting for 6 years now.
Yeah.
I don't think you can all of a sudden, we're going to get serious about high school now. It's about to be year 7, right? Like, that's way too little too late. But again, if you're just trying to, like, if you don't have people who want to give money, because they don't trust Alford to make the hire, by the way, right? Like, and they're not really sure how that whole process looks. This is so much cheaper, and you can kind of put a cosmetic Band-Aid on it and say, hey, we made real improvements, even though it's just basically regression to the mean, because it's hard to go 2-10 in Tallahassee. You can sell it for 1 year. I don't buy what they're selling in any way here. It doesn't make, it's not consistent with their actions behind the scenes.
Would you take a job as the general manager of Florida State football?
Kind of depends on what they're paying, right? Also, like, it would have to be, are they going to give me a multi-year contract?
Are you going to get a deal that says you'll still be around if they change the coach? Yeah,
exactly.
And are you going to be involved in that process of hiring the new coach?
Well, right. And again, like, who's the closest to that process right now? Like, I guess in theory, Jim Nagy at Oklahoma, but do you really believe that Nagy's got the power to fire Venables? Because I don't.
No, it's Andrew Luck and like Ron Rivera.
Okay, right. Yeah.
Those are the ones that are in the I am a general manager and my position exists beyond being an extra assistant who is under the tree of the coaching staff.
I mean, think about it. Like these schools are paying these GMs like top 10 GM pays probably like $550, right?
What's Courtney Morgan making at Alabama?
Yeah, but I think he's above top 10.
You guys are missing one of the top paid in all of college football. Is in Chapel Hill.
Lombardi.
Yes.
Oh. Yeah, I'm just saying.
I think reality is just under $1 million.
It's weird. Like
there's probably 10 guys I can think of who are making more than $500,000. You know, I don't think there's like 25 guys making more than $500,000. I think there's probably at least 10 I can think of. So your coach is still making like 10. You don't really have real power over somebody who makes 20x what you make. It's just not a thing, guys. Like college, like we're not to that point in college football where the GM gets to fire the head coach. Oklahoma can claim that, but like, let's be real here. So also, like, if you did try to pivot to that model, like, do you think, I mean, if Alford's gone too in a year or two, is that GM who he hired, like, does he have staying power? Like, that's almost like, does the GM in the NFL stay if the team president changes over? I don't know. I'm just not buying. I'm not buying these changes.
Well, and like Brent Pry just rebooted his staff, and now they're all out of a job. I mean, what is Florida State even going to be able to try and be attractive to qualified and high-level candidates to come in and help if they are walking into a situation against, as you have mentioned often, a really, really difficult schedule and no quick fixes that are going to get you right back to the top of the ACC?
No, I mean, granted, Notre Dame's off the schedule for next year, as we broke the news here on the Cover 3 podcast.
No, during the lock show, Bud.
During the lock show.
No, we didn't break the news. We derailed a lock show with that.
I was told the Notre Dame game was never on the schedule. It was never supposed to be. It was never officially on a schedule.
Okay. I'm pretty sure it was on the schedule.
Yeah.
Well, it was on a website. It was on a website.
Spin zone like crazy.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was on the schedule.
The ACC way back when said these are all the teams Notre Dame is going to play until 2036. But when the ACC made its move to 9 conference games and also expanded, there have been multiple times in the last 4 years where all of the things that were signed in 2016 had to be sort of reworked along the way.
All I know is this is a decision that at least, Norvell's going, like every coach that this happens to is immediately on one of the hottest seats in the country. Like if you have to come out and say, we're not firing our coach this year, that means we'll probably fire him next year if things don't get off to a great start. So you're going into this offseason after, I mean, I could see there's a perspective that this was a positive year coming off of the year before where you won more games, but I don't think anybody who's an actual Florida State fan is going to feel like 2025 was a positive season. I mean, the Alabama win was great, but it hasn't been very fun since then. And so you're going into the offseason with a whole coaching staff that feels like they absolutely have to go all in. And the problem, I think, at Florida State has been that you haven't really built anything sustainable under this current, coaching staff. And now they're going to be feeling even more pressure this offseason to be like, we have to go for it. We have to have 2023 happen again. We have to hit on everybody. We're going to have to overspend. And people that are going to come also will know the situation. So they're probably going to force you to overspend if you want them to come. So I think that this is one of those situations where if you're thinking logically, you rip the Band-Aid off. I just don't think Florida State can afford to rip the Band-Aid off right now. I don't think it's anything more than that.
So also, there's no guarantee Malzahn's there next year. I know there are guys on staff who don't think he's coming back. So, then you're going to have to, because they're all potentially looking to get out too, right? And they realize this is a 1-year Band-Aid. They're like, hey, do you think this is going to open? Do you think it's going to open? They ask. I'm sure you guys get asked, sometimes as well. It's if that happens, are you going to keep running this system, which is spread option, or are you going to go get a guy who can actually throw the ball? Right?
Which I do think
is Deuce coming back? I wouldn't if I was him, because I think next year's draft class for receiver is way better.
I do think that is something that would actually excite the fan base if they could find somebody as an offensive coordinator, find a quarterback similar to what Oklahoma did. You know, I don't know. It doesn't have to be a package deal, but if you want to, I mean, the fan base is down bad right now. And I do think if you wanted to do it, because I don't even know if you bring in a GM or whatever you bring in, that's not going to excite the fan base the same way that a coordinator or a quarterback or a combination would excite the fan base.
Man, yeah, I talked to our sponsors last night. They're like all cool with basically just, you know, like kind of shuttering the Dolcast for now. Like they get it. Like I said, we'll be back when this team matches the energy that's required. So,
do you know what's going to happen now?
I mean, they've been with us for 15 years.
No,
Is
but
this
have
like
you
a
heard the
Meow
story?
Mix situation?
Have you heard the story of Meow Mix?
No.
Oh, see, you're going to stop, and then Florida State's going to win. What happened is the Carolina Panthers got off to a horrible start, and the Meow Mix podcast made this big announcement. It's like, we need to be people with our families. We need to do better stuff with our Sundays. This team ain't worth it. Then Panthers won like 3 out of 4 games after Meow Mix shut down. So if you shutter Nolecast, you might actually spark an ACC title run.
In this league, it's possible.
Yeah.
Listen, it's amazing developments there.
But then you're stuck with the dilemma of, do we bring the show back? Because if we bring the show back, it might kill the win streak.
Right. This is true.
You would love to have that problem.
And the win streak is, if the hypothetical win streak is probably very lucky. So like the chance that like it ends when you do bring the show back is extremely high.